It is time now for the Sunday OTR Roundtable. Joining us this morning, the very appropriately dressed Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Rob Gray. Orange on Thanksgiving is perfecto.
Thank you.
Perfecto.
You forgot your orange tie this morning.
I mean, what did I say? It's Halloween anyway, either way. I should remember that because that's my anniversary, by the way.
Trick or treat, baby.
Trick or treat.
Okay, in WCVB's final mayoral debate this past week, the two candidates had very different views on changing the rules for developing the city's waterfront. Billions of dollars are involved. Wu wants to rewrite the plan that took years of negotiations, and Asabi George says tinkering around the edges is just enough. Will this affect the votes of big developers and their thousands of workers, Marianne?
Well, most of the big developers don't live in Boston, so it's not going to affect their votes. But a lot of them are hedging their bets now, giving Michelle Wu money as well, when many of them went with Anissa in the beginning. As for their workers, the younger they are, the more likely they are to live in Boston. And they're the ones who are going to live the longest with climate change. They're voting for their lives, not their jobs.
Is she right about that, Rob?
Well, I think Wu has followed acting Mayor Janey off the cliff on this. Janey did it to make a political splash only, not because she really believes it. I think everybody agrees that this is bad for the Boston economy. Marty Walsh negotiated this over years. He had the community environmentalists involved. I'm not sure what developers are due. They're sort of stuck with whoever gets elected, but I think it's clearly a bad policy, and hopefully Wu will realize it if and when she becomes mayor.
But what about the workers whose jobs would be at stake on a lot of these developments? Would they vote their pocketbook as opposed to perhaps their political philosophy?
Well, I think Marianne's right. A lot of them come from the suburbs, so it doesn't matter as much. But clearly it's bad for the Boston economy. When you're not developing, you're not getting as much in property taxes. That equates to city services. Michelle Wu is very short-sighted on this.
And some of the unions are voting for Anissa for that very reason, but SEIU and other unions are with Michelle Wu.
All right, item 2 is mass and cast. You just heard John Santiago's answer on the Sheriff Tompkins' plan to force incarceration to some on mass and cast, and he framed it in the appropriate way. So, in fact, acting Mayor Kim Janey is now setting up a virtual court to expedite arraignments. But Marianne, could the new mayor, which is going to be in office in 3 weeks-ish or so, less than that, stop all that?
Give Tompkins credit for having a real plan and trying to put it into motion here. Good to do housing, good to do treatment. But putting a court in there when you say you're not going to criminalize that behavior is the wrong thing. And I think we've blurred too many lines over these last 4 or 5 years that it's hard to come back to things that really matter in our democracy. So leave the court out, leave all that out. Put it on put them in there, get them treatment and all that, deal with the legal consequences later. And I expect Michelle Wu to be mayor, and I expect her to do something very different.
Rob?
What's really happening here is that Janey has endorsed Wu. Everybody knows that these people in tents need to be cleared from the streets. And Janey is doing Wu a favor. Wu doesn't have the stomach to do it when she becomes mayor. So Janey is taking care of it now. Everybody knows it has to happen. There's crime happening. It's bad for the local businesses. It's bad for the people who live around there. But Wu doesn't have the stomach to do it herself, so Janey's doing it.
But they're only at 3 weeks until there's the new mayors.
Exactly right, and most of those tents will be gone by then, so Wu doesn't have to deal with it.
But you don't have to do the court in the prison. That is just wrong.
Well, I think it's a combination of things, but that's one element.
We'll find out soon. One of the biggest chunks of President Biden's human infrastructure bill is child care programs. Assistant House Speaker Katherine Clark is leading this fight. Are her chances of being the next speaker riding on her success in this particular battle, Rob?
No, her chances are riding on whether Republicans take over Congress or not in 2022 in the midterm election. And right now it looks like they're going to. Joe Biden's popularity continues to plummet. I don't know if her child care plan will make it through some sort of compromise, but most likely it's going to be a Republican speaker the next term.
Some of it is going to get through, at least we think at this particular point in time, right, Marianne?
Yeah, Rob's right up to the part where Republicans become the majority, okay? Look.
They only need 4 seats.
I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a year.
Okay. That's a bet.
Everybody, and we've got it on video. Look, everybody's got something at stake in this, and nobody's going to get everything they want, including Biden, okay? Katherine Clark's prospects for speaker started when she recruited all of those Democratic members who put them back in the majority, and she's going to keep doing that. That's what really matters here. So it's not whether you get this provision or that provision as much as you want it. It's who wins the majority. Democrats will do that.
I'm waiting. I was just waiting.
It's only a 3-seat deficit right now. all the predictions and all the polls show that Republicans will take the House. The Senate is not quite as clear, but I think they will take the House.
I'll bet you an almond joy.
And that brought joy to his face. All right, here's the next item.
Yep.
How to tax the wealthy. The House Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal thinks that a 3% surcharge on those earning over $10 million is the best way to go. Senator Warren still backs the billionaires tax that goes after the investments of the 700 richest people. So, Rob, let me start with you. Who has the bigger bully pulpit on this?
Well, Neal has the power. Elizabeth Warren does not. The only people who have power in the U.S. Senate right now are Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. They are driving the agenda in the Senate. Unfortunately, what Neal has is the power to tax it, and this plan is pockmarked with new taxes.
Marianne, what do you think?
It's usually Richie Neal, but in this case, it's Elizabeth Warren because she's having discussions with the inscrutable Kyrsten Sinema. And without Sinema and/or Manchin, whatever the House does doesn't matter. You need her.